my city. You should come right with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip water like a fish, sip box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate, we need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it changes cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.
Seems I do that every time. Welcome everyone to the midday crypto charts with Road Dog. My name is Lane, your crypto Road Dog. Here I am today with our Fight Club thumbnail. Quite appropriate, I believe, because that's what's going on in the market right now. We got the bears fighting the bulls. Who's going to win? Nice day in the market today. We see altcoins perking up just a little bit. Why is that? Well, to figure this out, or to keep track of this, got these handy little 3 charts here to kind of give us a run of the mill in one quick little glance. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time here. Right over here on to your left is Bitcoin dominance, which is slowly rising up. Now, normally this is not good for altcoins. It's pretty bad for altcoins in general. But Bitcoin dominance is going up. Ironically enough, total market 3 right here with all of our altcoins are also going up. And this is because over here to the right is Tether dominance, meaning this is the SPY Tether. The demand for Tether is decreasing. People are selling out of their Tether, getting into the altcoins and especially into Bitcoin. Now, looking over on token metrics, we can see that we fell from our mid-range here. We were hopefully headed toward an altcoin season. Altcoins were starting to perform well, and then, well, more importance got held onto Bitcoin, and they weren't so important anymore. There's also some fear in the market about FTX sell-offs. $3.8 billion hitting the market this year in a slow sell-off. However, we only got a couple more months in this year, so that's going to be interesting. Currently, looking at this chart here, Bitcoin versus altcoin season, we are clearly back into Bitcoin season, meaning that Bitcoin is outperforming your altcoins. Is this the best time to get into altcoins? Well, they could probably get better. I'm just saying. Even though we are seeing a nice little boost right now, over the course of the next few months, it could possibly get even better. We've got to take a close look at Bitcoin because its bullish nature could throw us for a loop. Now, overall, this is how I'm viewing Bitcoin. And we'll just touch this briefly and then we'll go into some altcoins. Got several altcoins to touch over today, some that we've mentioned in our stream before, them being UNIBOT, Time, Solana, OAX, Arkham. If I got time, I will also hit Stacks and GMX. I do have a request to go over ORDI, which I will take a look at, and also NAKA is just killing it. So that is planned for the stream. If we get around to it, I do not know. I do plan on this being a short stream, so I will try to get through this as quickly as possible. Let me remove this Fibonacci here so you can actually see what's going on a little bit better. Things I'm looking at for right now, as far as Bitcoin, the biggest thing was we lost this level, came down, did not make a lower low. Technically, we are still bearish. What can we expect to happen? Well, it's normal for this to get a retest, and that price is somewhere around 20, under 30,000. Depends on where it actually hits the line, right? And I'm on the weekly chart right here. Now, I was looking for price to come down to this area, about 24,384. I'm following this weekly 50 moving average. If we get a rejection here at this 21 moving average, which is coming in at 27,981, I do expect prices to fall back to this area. That's just how these moving averages work. Overall, I must say that, and I have been saying this for a while, ever since we hit into this red cloud, overall, this is a very bullish structure. So we broke to the downside of a bearish pattern. It's normally what happens. These rising wedges tend to break down. Statistics are roughly about 70% of the time, but it is also very common for them to get a retest and then before they continue further. That's overall what we're looking at pattern-wise. And that's very important to keep in mind as the market makers during this week, and especially on Mondays, what we call false move Monday, loves to get retail excited so that they can later sell on them. But going back to the Ichimoku cloud, I will say this has a tendency to spit us out on the other side, and we could go on a higher move. The biggest thing that I would want to look at, and this involves a Fibonacci, if we take a Fibonacci extension or retracement from swing low to swing high, if we stay above the 382, we've got a chance to continue up. So instead, and we see this a lot, if this market is truly bullish, if we are seriously looking at maybe we won't come down, we can look at prices come up here, and instead of getting rejected, or maybe you'll get rejected, but continue to climb the underside of that. From that point, we need to look at these higher targets around 31, 32 for possible shorts, because that might be what's on the market maker idea. At that point, we will need to evaluate this low to that high, see how we're coming in on our indicators such as our RSI, and if that makes a lower high, which it seems like it may be trying to do, with a higher high up here, we would have some bearish divergence, which would also indicate a move down. So those are the things we're watching out for. Short term, looks like we're going up. Long term, undecided, but I'm not going to rule out what happened in 2019. And so I don't want to swing one way too heavy or the other. And rather than, well, can we draw it out or push it out? Well, I guess I'm talking more of 2020. This kind of situation here is what we don't want to get trapped in, where we have kind of a similar situation here where we broke trend line, came under, scared everybody. Bitcoin's going back to $3,500. Count on it. That's what you heard right here. We dropped a little bit and then it took off. That's what can happen near the part of the cycle that we're in. So I want to always be cautious of that, because bigger players at BN want to get a good price in, just like they did back here. This was some institutional investors, VCs coming in after Tesla, after, oh my gosh, Michael Saylor's company, MicroStrategy, announced that, hey, we're bullish on Bitcoin. We're actually putting it in our treasury. Everybody else said, oh, that's a sign that we need. Drive prices down, and then it shot up with the demand. Okay, so are we going to see something like that play out? I'm not ruling that out either. So I want to keep my eyes on that. So when I say I'm bearish, it's only because that, well, the weekly price is still under the 200 moving average. And so therefore I have to, by the rules of my technical analysis, I have to lean a little bit more bearish. And now the daily, the 200 moving average is what we're going up to test right now. So we're slowly, prices on this daily chart, we're kind of in the upward channel. We can see that a little bit better on the smaller time frames, but that's where we're headed. 27,715 is where it's coming in on the daily. I've got a little box here, which I expect us to find trouble in between 27.6, 27.5, on up to about 28.3. Because on these time frames, that's where the resistance is coming in for this move. So it's possible that we get rejected there. It may be a shallow rejection with a move up higher. We have to keep our eyes on this. Ichimoku cloud is looking very bullish. It looks like it's still got more that it wants to do. The 4 hour, even though our stochastics RSI is kind of getting a little toppy, VWAP's coming down, we're getting a little tired, but we have money flow coming in. And out of all the indicators here on VMC or Market Cipher, whichever version that you use, free or paid, money flow is probably the strongest indicator on this whole thing to dictate how things will play out. Because pullbacks, when you got money flow coming in, are not as bad as when the money flow is going out and in the red. That's when you need to take a closer look for more downside. Currently, Bitcoin is holding above the 9 moving average on the 1 hour. I like it. Looks good. It's flirting with coming down a little bit. Now we should be heading, possibly, if this 9 crosses at 21, do expect prices to come back down to 26,981 area on the 15-minute time chart. However, we could see just finding support here at these previous areas, the low 27,000s, 27,150, and maybe get a bounce up, because as of right now, these lines have not crossed, so that's not officially bearish. When they do cross, more downside. So Bitcoin getting us riled up today, having a positive effect on the altcoins. Ooh, look at this. This is something that's interesting to see. When you got Ichimoku Cloud being all thin, spindly over here, being this far away from price, that's a good indicator that there will be another move up, to just kind of draw a line in the sand and when, if you are in a Bitcoin trade, when to get out on short terms. Well, if we break this trend line somewhere around 26.9, yeah, we're probably going lower, but that trend line may hold. Remember, we did get a bounce off of a channel, and when that happens, price continues in this channel until it doesn't. It's made a higher high. Chances are we will come up to the top of this channel with Bitcoin, which should affect our altcoins. Let's go ahead, and we've already taken a look at the basics and the indices. All that, we see altcoins are moving up, broken a trend line right here. There could be a move all the way up here. We could see a, 20 billion come in over the next few days, possible. So how's it affected us so far? Hey, it's Remy. Welcome to the stream. Not a member, man. I appreciate you for being here. Guys, if you can, we are basically roughly a new channel. Been out for a little while, but still have under 1,000 subs. Lord, please send me. I have my microphone on. Okay. I didn't see that my button was on. Okay, had to do a little. It scares me sometimes, man. All right. So we're going to start getting into altcoins now.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and hitting that bell button notification does help this channel to grow. We do have a contest going on when we reach 1,000 subs. Not too far away from that at the moment. The kind folks at Tangem are giving me the codes for 3 Tangem wallets to give away. And I'm trying to pull that up on the screen. The details are in the description, video description below for that. There it is. And also, if you don't want to wait for that, you need a Tangem wallet, because let me tell you, let me take a moment. We have to discuss this. Jason Casper got hacked on Exodus wallet. $700,000. Ouch. It's not the first time X has been hacked. I put out a video a couple of months ago where another YouTuber got hacked. We have to look at this. We have AI now. We have hackers now, like Lazarus Group. We have vulnerabilities in our phone which can be exposed through AI. Do not think for a minute that they are not targeting that. Do not think for a minute it won't get worse. Hot wallets are no longer safe. If you have a seed phrase especially, it's stored onto your phone like the hot wallets do. When you say, hey, reveal my seed phrase, it's on your phone. Hackable. SIM swaps, clicking links, malware, and it's going to get worse. Crypto is going to continue in value. It's going to be a hot target and an easy target unless you have a solid wallet solution. Tangem is a solid wallet solution. Now, there was a lot of uproar about, oh, it doesn't have a seed phrase. Well, that's actually for your protection. Seed phrases were kind of a little invention we made just to make it easier to kind of keep this alphanumeric address a little bit more easy to use, and it created a vulnerability. And it's so easy to think you have your seed phrase in a secure location only to have it discovered. So those are some important things that you need to think in mind. But the kind folks at Tangem do have Wallet 2.0 coming out, and it gives you that seed phrase options for you diehard seed phrase people. So seed phrase or no seed phrase, it is a safer wallet either way, as that is not stored on your phone, immediately located on a NFC smart card. The only drawback is you do have to have an NFC enabled phone to use Tangem Wallet, so keep that in mind. Tangem, the best wallet I've found so far. You do get a 10% discount if you use the code DAWG. let's get on now to the charts. After I've given that public service announcements, keep your crypto safe. Off the exchanges, own hardware wallets, you'll be fine. Software wallets, I've already moved mine off of Exodus. Moved everything off of Exodus that I can move. And I like Exodus, and I will be doing that through Trust Wallet, SafePal Wallet, any hot wallet, because I see what's coming down the road. And hopefully you guys do too. Right now I'm trying to take that off of there. Okay, let's move on. Not a member, my man. Thank you both for being here. And may God bless you. I'm a big proponent for God and allowing him to change my mindset. He did that for WD GAINZ. WD GAINZ, the greatest trade on earth. But that is one of the most important things that he learned in his trading career. Look into WD GAINZ. It's my advice. Mindset. Mind is the maker. Mind will create your future. But to create anything, you need the chief creator on your side, which is, well, God. All right. So first coin I'm going to get into, me go ahead and knock out my request. Someone was asking about ORDI. Do we miss it? It's easy to forget about these coins when they're on the low, when everything's going down. We're like, or sometimes they slip our mind entirely. ORDI was one that I was into when I was on KuCoin, but after the KuCoin migration where US people had to leave, well, I had to vacate that. ORDI looks like we have got a double top. There is some bearish divergence there on the 1 hour chart, giving us a little move down. We got price coming up. Indicators down here, RSI, MACD, a few others are showing the divergence where they are going down. That gives us bearish divergence, so we can expect a nice little pullback at this point. Right off the bat, just looking at my moving averages and knowing how they work, I'm looking about 350. So we'll go ahead and mark that zone. I would like to take a look at the bigger time frames, just to get a feel for what is going on. Down and up. So there's also some bearish divergence here. Hidden bearish divergence, which, as I found how that typically plays out, where your hidden bearish divergence starts on your indicators, it indicates you probably will not make it past this point. You come close, but just not exactly there. And that's kind of what we did. Now you can pull a Fibonacci from there, and looking at this 886 retracements, which is what we hit, pretty confident we're getting a retracement. I would look for this area 378 as being a good one. Also 359, and then we got these lower moving averages here, which we could come and retest, but overall there does seem to be a bullish move out of this. We do have money flow coming into this project. So as I said earlier with Bitcoin, when money flow is coming in, pullbacks are usually not that bad. So I would be looking between these two areas, 360, 378 possibly, to add to your position. Definitely you would consider taking profit at these highs. And then move your, if you're trading, move your position, your stop loss to break even or above in profit. 335 I think is or 323 is a good area if that fits in within your strategy. But a good possibility we could be coming up here to 472. And if I had to use for my future predicting powers, I would put 480. With that move to the 1272. Highly reliable indicator. May go a little bit higher. Go to the 1414, but we're looking at that one. ORDIs did have a little breakout of this trend line. It did have volume. Consider that a valid breakout for some more upside. There is a measured move for this, so we can also look at. That's a little moon boyish in my personal opinion, but if we want to go by it, it does take us up. Let's go ahead and mark this moving average because I want to throw out the wick that we had in there. This one comes up to Lucy's moving average. If you're not familiar with it, I do use it on the show. You can figure out the number for yourself, but it does seem to be very relevant on every time frame. So I look at it. So there are some targets that are possible for ORDI as it does, start to reclaim some ground. It is above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, so that's positive. Pulled back to that 200 moving average at 360. That would be normal. Healthy. Not bad. So ORDI, I like it. Definitely can. Make some nice little gains. Let's see how much. I got the wrong tool there. About 30% on up to almost 60%, just depending on which targets that it does actually hit. All right. Let's go ahead and get into some of the ones that we've looked at before that are doing quite well. One that a lot of my watchers like is Time. Chrono.tech. Very interesting play. HR play with blockchain, real life use case. Let me clear this out so we can see what we got going on. We did have a trade set up there. This was the buy zone. And we popped up. Now currently we're retracing because I was saying, expect these little spiky spikes up here. Do expect them. Try to take advantage of them if you like. But if it's a long-term hold, which it has good tokenomics, so that's one of my long-term holds, I'm not doing that. Overall, we're kind of looking at a channel that we've broken out of, and even a sideways channel here that broke to the upside. That's always positive. But until we get out of this channel, until we get above this Lucy's moving average right here, about 1781, you know, that's going to be where we start seeing some of these larger targets around $25 and on up. It's trying. It's making progress. We are above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour at the moment. That's great. Beautiful. It's coming back close to my buy zone. I don't think it will get back. It may get to the tops of it, but if you see it 15 somewhere, anywhere under 6, anywhere in the $15 range, I think is a good place to pick some of this up if you don't have it already, and if you're interested in this project, check it out. Next on my list is UNIBOT. Now particularly I'm looking more toward Ethereum, but we'll go ahead and check it out here on US dollars. Starting to do well. Came back into my little buy zone here, hit my 2.7 target there at 50, right at $60. Getting a breakout of a falling channel, and number getting ready to go up on UNIBOT. Approaching this 200 moving average, so I would not be surprised that we do see this area at 114. Look over to the left, we see that that was a point of support, which is now resistance. So that will be a big one for us to get out, but until that happens, we've got about a 45% return on investment. Even if it's FOMO in now, which I do not recommend, I would look at the smaller time frames because it's likely to still have a pullback in there. Get it at a smaller, to get it at just a little bit better price. Maybe 77.22, somewhere through there. May come back there. Definitely look about 79.24 where we retest this 9 moving average. You can also pull the fib, target those things as well. But we rode this trend line, and now we're starting to make some ground with some volume. See what happens. UNIBOT. Did you buy it? Did you get in it? Solana. Everybody's getting fearful trying to short this with the sell-offs from FTX. I went the other direction on this, and I'm happy that I did. Currently, I've got Solana and this over on FairDesk, where I am one of their copy traders, but I'm also over on just their futures platform, and because you have a lot more control over your trades on the futures in their futures platform. I do like their futures platform. Currently in a Bitcoin trade, up in profit. Remember, this account was a $150 account. I lost it down to 123, and now I'm at 300. So we've doubled this account, and we're going to try to double it again, little by little, using this as an example of, you know, hopefully a good method to trade leverage. I'm a little crazy with the leverage right now. I'm being a little bit risky, but I got that. I got my stop loss in place. If I get stopped out, I'm stopped out in profit. A winning trade. So there we go. Wow, baby. And I am just looking for Solana at the moment. Okay. So yeah, the market was pretty much kind of bearish sentiment over Solana. It's just easier to keep this in a separate window, isn't it? Here's what I've got going on with Solana. I got in at these prices: 1870, 1890, 1903. Stop losses I do have set, so good to go there. But I foresee a little bit more of a move up on Solana. And if I get stopped out, I'm in profit anyway, so we're good. FairDesk. This is the copy trading area that I am participating in right there. Why do you keep going back to the screen, man? For those of you curious about that, ooh, here's my thing. I am studying a little bit of GAN theory, and so that's part of it. Currently Solana on the 1 hour, getting a little bit of a pull back. Unless you've made it above Lucy's moving average there. I still see some more upside for this in a falling channel. Do see us coming up at least 20. I think that's where I got my tape profits in. We could get up higher. I am entertaining that thought, maybe up to $24. We're not there yet. Got to see a breakout and see how that goes with volume, but it's looking good to me for Solana on the 1 hour. Or at least a push up, well, to its current prices. Let's see if it can make another move to the upside. It's got the potential, getting these crosses over the moving averages right there. I like it. One other guy that we've been following a lot on this channel is Nakamoto GAINZ. It just won't quit, baby. It just won't quit. She just won't quit. She hit my target, almost hit my target. Not quite, just a little shy. Is she going to make it? I think she's going to make it because it's at the top of this channel. That's where she's going to head. Getting into this at the breakout where we've had the trade set up would have gave you a 48% return on that if you put half a Bitcoin into it. That's way too crazy, but if you put 0.1 Bitcoin into this, you would have 0.14, 0.15 back, somewhere through there. Question is, would you have done it? Would I have done it? That much Bitcoin? I don't know. Put the dollars in there, you would, $100, we made 148. Got back 148. If you get out now, it may have more upside, who knows? It is a bearish pattern. There should be actually a pullback here at these levels. NAKA on fire. Got to expect that. Got to respect that. So a little celebration for NAKA. Woohoo! You go, baby. Make daddy happy. Next on my list to go over is OAX. It's one that we've been watching over here, especially against the Bitcoin pair. And the Bitcoin pair is in the juicy little buy zone that may have some potential upside. Looking for that, looking for actually a retest up to this area. A little bit of a risky play since it has broken support. But nonetheless, there is some bullish divergence saying against the Bitcoin pair, this one's getting ready to go up some. Throwing that out there. How much will it possibly go up? Well, we come up here to this trend line. You could be doubling your Bitcoin that you put in on this trade. Just throwing that out there. OAX to the Bitcoin pair. Watch it. Guys, if you experience some kind of distortion, static in the audio, please let me know. I hear it on my monitor, but usually when I hear it, you guys don't hear it. Looking at ARKM, this is on perpetual futures, but I've got this in a play against Ethereum. This is a project you need to look into, ARKM, for what they do. It's intelligence, blockchain intelligence. You've heard them track down wallets. You've heard them do lots of different things. Questionable, but you know, probably useful, and definitely institutions are going to love this information that they provide. 4 hour trying to reclaim the 200 moving average. I am looking for some more upside from Arkham, and just playing this as a trade from here to the 618, 24% return on investment up to the 786 level at 52 cents, 35% of return, but taking this to where I think that we will go, 71% at 65.8 cents. This is my target for Arkham. More of a longer term play. Will I sell there? I don't know. I'm actually looking at this one for a long-term hold because I like the rounding. This is accumulation point. If you were trying to get in on this one for a long-term play, because check out the tokenomics, see if it works for you. But this is juicy buying. This is where whales buy, build their positions to hold and sell a year from now when this one skyrockets and hopefully does about 50x. I think that would be awesome. Am I being too bullish on it? Well, I don't know. We haven't hit the bull market with the one that has this very unique use case, which seems to be in the news a lot. Just a lot of people don't recognize that's the token behind it, I guess. So ARKM, I like it. If you have any requests you'd like me to take a look at, please mention them in the comments below. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at STX Stacks. Another one we follow on this channel. This is one of my long-term holds. I actually got this one out staking on X Wallet, and it is making me Bitcoin like a little Bitcoin miner. Except for I don't have to pay for the Bitcoin miner. Or worrying about my Bitcoin miner burning up in the fire like my last one. That was sad. I miss that little miner. Currently, we have a breakout with volume on stacks on the 4 hour. We are above the 4 hour 200 moving average. Great sign there. Ichimoku Cloud says, baby, I think we're getting ready to go. This one typically does kind of move with Bitcoin. It is a layer 2 for Bitcoin with DeFi. And if you thought Ethereum caught on, if you thought Matic, Polygon, layer 2's caught on for Ethereum, just wait until everybody figures out you can do that on Bitcoin too. It's a little bit slower, but it is a whole lot more secure because it utilizes the most secure asset, the most secure network in the world, and that is Bitcoin. There is no network more secure than Bitcoin. Got Stacks possibly regaining its ground back up to around 89 cents. I like it. I will continue to stake it and continue to take advantage of it as it goes up with Bitcoin. I'm not selling my Stacks. It's a long-term hold. I do swing trade, I do spot trade, but right now at this point in the market, you know, I'm trying to pick my bags and build them nicely. GMX is next on my list here. Go check out the Binance chart for this. Getting a nice little upswing, possible breakout right there. We've been watching this one just a little bit. Didn't quite come down to my buy zone though. It was very off there. We are below my 272. This is technically a bottoming area. It came down to 141. I had a nibble up area up there. I'm going to say this one is probably a more of a nibble area too. Let's nibble here if you're interested in GMX. It did come down to our measured move that we had from this falling channel. That's what we were waiting on. We've hit it. This is the time to think about getting in it. Now, I do have some horrible ones down here in case the market goes to crap. If we have a black swan event, which is still on the table, the dates I'm saying to be warning about that correspond with Fibonacci time cycles based on the last swing high to swing low that we had in the whole market cycle. And it's kind of pointing out that, hey, we may need to be cautious around the 20th through the 27th of this month. And then there's a couple of dates with GAN theory in October we need to take a look at as well. So I'm not saying anything definite is going to happen. There's a theory that a black swan event may be on the horizon. Just be cautious. Don't know for sure. The definition of black swan event is an unexpected event that is not predicted. So if we're trying to predict it, I guess it's technically not a black swan event if we get it right. But I am looking for a come up on GMX up to these area about $43. Now from this area, that would be a nice little come up. even for a trade, if it gets above that 200 moving average, that can give you another 26% return. Is that the best trade to take in the market? I don't know. It is in a falling channel. We got to give it that. We have that. We can take this line, move it down here. Just hoping to see. Now we got more of a falling wedge, but it can even go up to the top and even come down lower. So just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. Not saying it's a moon boy. If you want to really take advantage, wait till we get a breakout out of the actual top trend line. So what I got for GMX, I don't see any more coin requests at the moment. So I'm going to go call this a stream. Looking back at Bitcoin one more time, just to take a look at what we've got going on there. This is my calendar for Bitcoin. Notice we do have a solar eclipse coming up Friday the 13th October 2023. We are now in the solar cycle, meaning that these solar eclipses are going to have an effect on price. So whether you believe in this theory or not, I don't know. We're testing it out. We got it marked out. Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. We're keeping an eye on that. This is the period in October I was telling you about with the GAINZ time cycle. So something will be going on over here. We are getting closer and closer to the happening that we had with Bitcoin. Way over here. And also some things go on over there too. So just looking at Bitcoin, tracking it, but just keep in mind, this is what happened in 2019. We did take a little drop, then we got our pump up. So very curious to see what we do here, because it does look like we have the possibility to come up and retest this trend line. And will we drop from there? I can't call it yet. We have to wait and see. There's a possibility, there's a strong possibility we'll get rejected there and then come down, make a little head and shoulders pattern and drop to the downside, but we ought to see. Market makers, institutional investors may have something totally different in mind, like we were talking about earlier, where we had a similar thing. We got little 3 humps there. I just like to go over this at the end of the stream, solidify this. Back in 2019 on that daily chart, they faked us out. They faked us out right here and took it up. It's a little too early in my opinion for that to be happening, but I don't rule them out. BlackRock is in this game now, and I don't trust them. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you can, hit that like button, comment and subscribe. Go down, check the links in below. Look for exchanges. You need some exchanges. If you use my links, I'd very much appreciate it. It would help this channel to survive and keep going, because running this channel's getting a little pricey. Just saying. Guys, God bless, and may God, Jehovah, I am, guide your path, lead you to prosperity. Be blessed, people. Have a nice one.